style and grace. They'll put a smile on your face. Tonight you won't forget their name. The only thing that separates women of color from anyone else is opportunity.
It has been a pleasure to do this show this year. It started 4 months ago when over 4,000 people applied for the program. 2,500 actually auditioned for us. Of that, we chose 23 diverse, incredibly talented actors.
I think our goals remain the same as they have almost from day one with regard to the showcase, which is to impact the industry, to bring to the forefront, to industry decision makers, the most talented, diverse actors and writers that we can possibly find. I think what we saw this year was an elevation, quite honestly, in terms of the quality of some of the writing, the topical nature of some of the subject matter covered, and also we had a significant video element, which was somewhat new to the process. So I think with each year, we are able to bring new and exciting pieces to the showcase in an effort to keep it fresh and keep it relevant, and also to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the industry.
Showcase is a huge priority for the executives at CBS. It's really one of our biggest efforts to promote diversity in the entertainment industry, and we do it in a way that's not abrasive or pointing fingers. It's just a fun, energetic, and laugh out loud event that gets people talking, gets people interested in diversity and how they can promote that in their projects.
We've provided more jobs and opportunity at the CBS Diversity Comedy Showcase than probably anyone in Hollywood. We've had over 65 series regulars. People have gone on and received managers, agents, guest stars, supporting roles. It's really been quite amazing, but what it is just through the help of our casting, Fern Orenstein, and the people that work on the show, Whitney and Tiffany Smith on Hawaii. We have a lot of people invested in this show, Josie Thomas. They have years of experience. They're doing the best show possible to get the best results. I always say it's not a showcase, it's a show, and that's what this show proves. Big part of the show is also casting. You know, we're seeing 4,000, people apply, 2,500 actually audition for us, and she sees people in Chicago and New York. So it really is the casting process. Then once it's cast, and once me and her agree with the cast, we go through a process of work, which is 4 months. So it's a long process. It's really long. It's grueling. It's a grueling process.
I was just so nervous and scared, but when I got into the room, I felt really comfortable. I was already prepared because I watched the documentary of last year's. So I knew it'd be like, more than one person in the room. I knew it'd be a camera in the room. So I was kind of prepared for going into a room with, quite a few people. But I sang first, which made me very, very comfortable. Even though I was nervous. I'm always nervous to even sing. When you're in front of people, you want to do your best. So I was nervous, but it made me more comfortable to do something that I'm very familiar with first. Stay in my arms if you dare.
have to admit, when I went in for my first audition, I was not really prepared for what it was. And I remember walking into the room, and it was Dory and a camera. And for those of you who don't know Dory, picture the friendliest pair of glasses you've ever seen in your life. So that's what was waiting for me in the room. And I did these pieces, these bits that I had prepared. And I remember when I was done, Dory paused for a minute and said, "Wow, you are really weird." And that was a great feeling. It was a great feeling to be recognized, and I knew exactly what he meant by that, and I was very relieved to hear him say that. So I was expecting something that was very imposing, very massive, and impersonal, and what I found was people like Dory were actually very friendly and wonderful, and great people to work with in a process like this.
So we see thousands of actors in LA, in New York, in Chicago. We get self-tapes from all over the country. And one way that just keeps it so organized and makes it an efficient process and a process that we can work with is by using EcoCast. And just the team at Breakdown Service in general, they're able to keep things so organized and effective. We can get links to the other staff members with a snap of a finger, and that way it just makes the whole process streamlined and work more efficiently.
In the first audition, I was given a note that I was doing everything wrong the right way, meaning I was portraying characters that I would never be casted for, but I was doing it in a great, committed, funny way that they loved what I brought to the characters. They were just the wrong characters for me. For example, Sofia Vergara, they're like, "We would never cast you as a spicy Latina woman," even though I showed up in a wig and strutted around the room a little bit. They said, "We need characters that you would play."
Oh, me too. I'm gonna be working that red carpet and shit. Like, I'm like the Latina girl sleeping.
Stop. Okay, so you understand the hard work this is going to be, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to cast you.
You're in.
Yeah. All right, you're coming in. You're in the show.
Let's see what our second cast member.
Thank you guys.
All y'all already know about the Black Lives Matter movement. And yes, Black Lives Matter. But today I'm gonna tell you about some Black lives that don't matter. First on the list, Tisha. I let that bitch borrow my car, 2008 Toyota Corolla.
Look, I really like you. And I don't know, Fern, how do you feel?
You're in.
You're in, sure.
So well, you're in.
You're in.
Okay.
Yeah, you're in.
You're in.
Thank you so much.
I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, okay.
All right.
Excellent.
So, guess what? You're in the show.
Oh, well, thank you. Thanks, guys.
The rehearsals in the basement at CBS Radford Studios, it is a just mind-numbingly just tedious process that is incredibly stressful. You're being thrown a ton of sketch ideas and a ton of sketches, and you have time to rehearse them, but it's really a do or die situation at all times.
The basement, I think everyone has mixed feelings about it. I loved it because I'm in a sketch group, and we're always pitching to each other. We're pitching to each other. When we have shows, we're pitching to whoever we get to direct, and I love it. It's fun. It's fun to see what people come up with, fun to see how people are playing things, and I'm used to getting shot down, like ideas shot down and how you play things shot down. It's how you get better. So for me, it was, I don't know, I guess it was fun. It's what I like to do.
It's been a masterclass in acting. It's made me pick up a script and have the ability to read through it quick and make it happen. I am Malala.
You go, girl. You are my inspiration.
And today, we're going on an adventure to my unhappy adulthood. Vamonos!
You have people looking at you expecting your best work. There is no break. There is no kindness. I hate to say it. Once you're in the program and you're going through the 4 months, and I'm teaching a master class on acting and directing and writing and all that, the ensemble is the most important thing, and the show is the most important thing. And like I tell people, everyone can be replaced, including me.
You don't get to work every day on your craft all the time. And it's nice to just have a spot around other people that are funny, talented, so much more talented than I am, and then see them work. It just ups your level every day. You're there working on jokes, making things better. You're working, collaborating with writers, collaborating with Rick, collaborating with all the other actors, and just being around all those people automatically lifts your game. So you're just getting better every day because you're working on your craft. You're beating on your craft every day.
Yes, you do, girl. This computer's broken. Hey, Robert, I need your help. Okay, boy.
You know, finding the funny and finding funny casts, I think there is an organic thing that happens in the basement. I know everybody discusses the basement. It's this horrible room that we're in, and, you know, it's a lot of work. But I do think that organically, once you start to get the cast working together and they figure out what this is, they start to come up with ideas, and they know, oh, that might really work. And I think people get an idea that you can't just come in if you haven't really read your scenes, really heard them out loud. I think early on they realize, like, wait a minute, when we stop a scene and say, did you hear this out loud? What did you think was funny about it? I know that sounds really awful, but it does help in the process.
So the real change in the industry has to be through the writers, and we bring many writers aboard, and that's also been great. That's, as I've seen it as a goal, is I said to one group, and we have a lot of white writers in the program, and they were like, well, there's always white writers, why don't we have more diverse writers? Well, we do, but I think it's just as important for white writers to begin to look at the world differently and to be a part of this, because we had an incident where one of our writers got a pilot deal. He was writing a pilot. After going through our program, he realized, wait a minute, why can't the leads all be people of color? And he changed the show. That's a victory.
When you get home, write, what do I want out of this? Write it out very clearly. I want this. I want to be a better writer. I want to have a bigger sketch packet. I want to have more things in this way. I want to meet more people. Whatever those goals are, write it, put it in an envelope, and forget about it. At the end of the time, when this is all said and done, pull it out and see if you achieved it. I guarantee most of you will. That's how it all works.
So I'm Whitney, and I'm the manager of Entertainment Diversity. This year we'll probably select 50-ish writers to invite to participate in the program. It's an excellent opportunity to just get your voice heard.
As you guys get into this, you'll see I'm not like good with pitches, so I don't read. So ever we like all material. Don't you agree? It's the more inappropriate, probably the better.
Well, you're not writing for Nickelodeon.
Smart is obviously, yes. Smart and not, obviously from some of the times we've seen before that we don't want to be making sure that, yes, it is a diversity showcase, but we want to make sure that that doesn't always supersede the funny. So that is very important as well.
There's no sugarcoating it whatsoever. It's hard as fuck, I will say that. It really is. It's a lot of fun though in the process as well.
My time as a writer on the CBS Showcase in the basement leading up to the theater was a really memorable one. I feel battle-tested because of how that experience went. I had written for sketch teams before, but this was a new beast, and it was cool getting in there and figuring out how to navigate the waters that was CBS in the basement.
I just kind of got thrown in, and it's been an education. It's been a trial by fire. I say that it's been the most thrilling and the most terrifying experience I've ever had in my life, and it's pretty much it has lived up to my first impression. But it's been fantastic. It's one of the best things I've ever been a part of here in LA or anywhere.
I'm Danny Fernandez.
I'm Aisha Wax.
I'm Sarah Meany.
And we are in a commercial for
for the newest hit
on NBC's
Maria Poppins. We now take you to President Donald Trump's Oval Office.
This is a sketch that we wrote together called Problem Foster Child.
We're going to take you now into an LAPD interrogation room.
Ladies and gentlemen, horrible happy thoughts!
I take you to the set of a photo shoot for HIV Billboard.
For me, the most challenging part of the process has been trying to modify the way I write sketches for the showcase, because it's a very specific voice that this showcase has, but it's very different, and I think it was challenging for me in a good way, to try to push myself in that direction, figure out what that direction is, and then figure out how to modify my writing and my voice to fit what fits the showcase.
It's literally the industry, the entire span of someone's career, I feel like truncated to like 3 or 4 months, because you're getting to deal with pitching, writing, some performing, directing, and it's all happens in this 4-month span to put on a live show for everybody that matters in Hollywood. It couldn't be a bigger playing field to be on for especially an amateur writer like myself. So it puts you on the map, and it's sort of a lot to take in, but it's such a fun and wild process to be a part of.
Being a part of the showcase as a writer definitely changed me as an actor as well. It's one of those things where it's like, you know, this whole entire experience would shape your outlook on everything and to help you to be tighter, more efficient, to maximize all the possibilities. It's just a great program to be a part of in every way, shape, or form. It's almost like being pledging to be a Navy SEAL for acting and writing. It's intense, but once you come through the other side, it's like, oh, I did that. I made that happen. So your confidence level rises by leaps and bounds after doing this program.
I'm not nervous for an industry crowd to see it. I'm excited to finally show off what we've been doing for 4 months, because I think it's going to be a great show. Coming from stand-up, I'm used to just writing for myself and my own voice, and it's been amazing to write for a diverse cast of people. The big difference for me writing for an ensemble rather than stand-up comedy is I get to say a lot more and do a lot more, because in stand-up, you have to be the voice of everything you say, but with a wide cast, I can create all different kinds of characters and have them do and say lots of things I could have never done myself.
The most challenging part of the showcase has been, you know, I guess I was taught certain things at like UCB and at other schools, but this is kind of, you know, you're kind of have to adhere to what like the head writers want, what this specific room wants. So I guess adjusting what I've learned into like a different format here has been like a challenge, but you know, it's definitely helped me grow as a writer, and you have to be versatile. So I think it's been a good experience. So I've grown a lot.
My process was just to write. There were a couple days where I didn't have anything to submit, and I just would sit in the basement and, you know, kind of kick myself for not even submitting anything. And then I would go home and just crank out 4 sketches and submit all of them throughout the week or like the next day, and then some stuff would go up there. So it really was a numbers game. The more you submit, the more opportunities you get to see your sketch go up and be performed. So I kind of had to learn by fire what inactivity would do to my time in the basement.
They're going to go through rewrites. So I tell people every day, this isn't your sketch anymore. If you're a writer, it's not your sketch anymore. Once it goes into the system, it's our sketch. And hopefully when it comes out, you'll be happy. And sometimes there are writers, you know, that's their baby. Oh my God, dude, don't change a line. It's perfect. And I go to them, I go, you know, this is what's going to happen to you in a professional situation.
So right now we have just moved into our 4-day-a-week rehearsals as of this week. I think it took some getting used to for all of us, and this is the first week of the 4 days. I'd say it's starting to feel like shit's getting real. That's like the best way to describe it, is like shit just got very real.
My first audition with for the CBS Showcase was a little different because I came in halfway through the process. So I basically prepped 5 characters, like 2 impressions and 3 original characters, and actually went down into the basement when they were already rehearsing. And yeah, just performed my little bits for all the executives and the head writers and the director, and didn't hear from them for like about 2 weeks. So I didn't think I even got in, and then I got the call that I made it in. They already had the cast, and I got to watch one of the rehearsals. So I've never done sketch before. CBS was the first time I ever even did that type of comedy, did that type of acting, and so yeah, I just made my own material and then performed it for them. And I sang an opera, and I also sang a pop song because I'm a singer.
We have a new addition to the group. We'd like to see her audition today. So without further ado, let us welcome Michelle Ortiz. Michelle Ortiz! We're off to see the wizard.
Oh my! Why, who are you? I'm Dorothy. Who the fuck are you? Why, it's a Dorothy. A Dorothy made out of chocolate.
Listen, I've seen like every scary movie ever. The virgin always survives.
Oh, shit.
And the black person always dies first.
Everyone's feeling a lot of pressure, including the head writers are like begging us to give them scripts because everyone's like, I didn't realize it was going to require this much time, even though you know on paper, but when you're in it, it's a completely different thing. But it's been so much fun. I'm still having fun, still smiling, still breathing. It's great. But it's good because I feel like we're also getting a very good experience of what it's like to be in the industry where it's like deadlines are approaching all the time.
Well, normally we write about 1,300 sketches, and of that, by the time we get to rehearsal inside the theater, we knock it down to about 40 sketches.
Coming from writer to head writer, now I view the thing in terms of like what's best for the show overall. Before I was just like, I got to get my sketch in, kind of like my single goal. But now you kind of like after seeing what makes a successful show, like last year's, like it's really like forming the team and forming like the best thing that services our great cast and utilizing the best minds in our writers' room.
It's a lot more work than I thought it would be. It's still a lot of fun, but now it's more analytical than it is creative. It's just like a nice blend of being analytical and being creative. So I mean, it's different, but I'm enjoying it.
It's been amazing. We're actually more on track today than we were at this time last year. I don't know if it's the talent that is just, putting forward their best, or the writers. We just found like writers that just know how to make things pop. But as of today, and having a rehearsal that we had today, and having the energy of this room, we are on the fast track to having an amazing, amazing show. Absolutely amazing show.
I don't think anyone understands how much work goes in that rundown. No one understands how much work goes into that rundown. That's literally like 2 hours of just arranging things, rearranging things, figuring out what's going to work best for the show. It's just that. It's having the foresight to think, this is a funny sketch in the room, but what's going to really play on that big stage? So, that's kind of the challenging part.
So, as of now, the cast is locked.
It felt great that they locked the cast too. Especially, to be honest, I felt better for everyone else. I wasn't worried, but I mean, it hurts my heart when other people, my friends and very talented people get cut. So I felt really kind of good just for the whole ensemble that we can all focus on just doing work now rather than like trying to save our spot or something like that.
I think people have to know after 5 weeks that we've made our decision. They're in. Now, they still have to fight for that position on stage. They still have to try to get their sketches, and all that's not going to change. But right now, we're building an ensemble, and I believe the ensemble's locked, so that's why I made the announcement. But it made them really happy because the pressure, what I've told them is you are auditioning every day. In Hollywood, that's what happens. You audition every single day against someone that's maybe more famous than you, more hooked up than you, better agents, representation. But if it's you we're gonna see, then you gotta fight for you. So that's what it is. But saying lock sketches, all that is great. But as we get into the theater, that can also change. So they can't get too comfortable, but a little bit extra comfort. This is their weekend to celebrate.
The first time we put up Black Stormtroopers, I was not in the room. I had to work my day job. And while I was at work, I got a flood of texts. It went up, it was great. It was great reaction, they killed it. Everyone liked it, except Fern, who didn't know what Star Wars was. But other than that, everything was cool. So, it got a really good reaction. And again, like we rehearsed it beforehand, like a couple days before, and just choreographed and learned the steps, got the lines down, the actors got their characters that they were going to do in the sketch. It didn't get banked the first time. It got a rewrite request the first time we put it up. So that was really encouraging.
Bank that sketch. We're tabling that sketch.
A bank sketch is something that we do not need to see again. We will just kind of keep it in a bank, and that anytime we can go into that vault and we can bring it out onto the stage and see how it works. A table sketch is something that needs a little bit of our touch. People with experience that know how this process works, knows what it looks like on the stage, and so we table them. We split it up between the head writers, myself and Rick, and we all just kind of have a project to make these sketches showcase potential. And to tell you the truth, after a sketch is tabled 9 times out of 10, it definitely gets banked, and we at least see it at the theater. Yeah.
Having so many bank sketches is awesome. Actually, earlier this week, I was a little nervous about it because we had one bank sketch. And I was like, oh, we need a lot more for a show. So I feel really relieved we have this many bank sketches. It's been a good day.
Today we have banked 4 sketches. So in 5 weeks, we have probably averaging about a bank sketch a week. So it's 5 sketches so far we've banked.
Coming up into these next few weeks where we're actually going to be putting the show on in front of everybody, nerves are high. I mean, this stuff has to be so polished and so good because you have one shot in front of all of these people to hopefully remember your name, whether you're a writer or a performer. So it has to be that good. You want everyone walking away from this going, wow, that was incredible. And who was a part of that, or who wrote that sketch, or who performed in that sketch. Like I said, it's everybody in Hollywood that matters in the entertainment business in one room at one time. And like, how many opportunities do you get that? Do you get to put your best material forward in front of those people? Not a lot. So this showcase allows us all to be able to do that on a huge scale. So super nerve-wracking, but hopefully this year will be just as good as the years before.
Being in the theater is like the final chopping block, so I guess being in the basement, there was some kind of a comfort level in the sense that you still had like time to get some sketches in, that you could have rewrites and table days and, you know, kind of tweak everything. Now it's at its final stages, so it's either you make it or you don't. But either way, it's been a great experience so far, and so whoever does get a sketch in, and for those who didn't, like, kudos to everyone for all the hard work.
I think it's going to be a little bit exciting, a little bit nerve-wracking watching your sketch that you worked so hard on debut in front of an audience of industry, your peers, family, and friends. But it's, you know, mostly exciting.
I'm really looking forward to just getting on the stage finally. We've been in a basement for quite a while, and it just felt so good to come up and be on the stage and looking up into all the different areas of the theater, and just knowing that your friends and your family and people like in the industry are going to be excited to see this, and you're finally getting to show them some of the things that you've been working on. And I just like performing, so I'm going to ham it up.
Would you?
Give me a V!
Oh no!
Give me a V! What's that stand for?
What does V stand for, Jim? I cannot say, really.
V is for victory!
Oh, thank God, thank God.
Victory!
Oh, she is adorable.
And I am one of the writers of the opening number, which is a big musical number. And yeah, it's very different from any other sketch because literally every actor is on stage and singing at the same time. There's harmony, there's background vocals, so we kind of had to get organized and get everybody singing different parts. And luckily it sounds great and it looks great. I'm really excited to have been a part of that.
I am very proud of this show. I'm proud of the opening number that I worked on. I'm proud of everything else that other people worked on. If I'm nervous at anything, it's just the networking, social part of it. But in terms of the show, I think the show's ready. It's good to go. I'm really happy with it.
So when Black Stormtroopers got into the theater, it was still in contention to be one of the 23 or so sketches that made up the show. So every day was on the chopping block, and every day I was nervous. I was super nervous, and I was like, this might be the day. Let me just brace myself, pack my bags, call my mama, get her to comfort me. But it kept going, it kept moving forward, and I was confident, but I was cautious, and we put our input in for when Rick and the actors would make changes, but we didn't fight too hard to be difficult. We knew the sketch was doing well, but we also didn't want to shoot ourselves in the foot. And I wasn't completely comfortable or confident in the fact that it would be in the show till the second industry show because I knew things were getting rearranged and put in one night and not the other. So when it became like the closer, that's when I was like, all right, thank you, Lord. It's out of my hands. It's good. It's flying. It's soaring. It's not sinking.
So nothing that's actually being seen on stage did I have an actual hand in creating from jump. But there's a lot of jokes and a lot of improvisations in the sketches that have my name all over them.
Did you do all the cocaine?
Nah, man, I ain't do all of it, but you gotta do some. How's you gonna cut it?
I am Weed Wonka, and welcome to my weed dispensary.
And that's one thing we really tried this year is try to make unique sketches you've never seen before or original take on something. And I really enjoy how this year tried to incorporate a lot of current events into the theme of our show.
What? Hey, vote Bernie Mac, y'all, 2016! Hey, Bernie Sanders!
Ha! That's black magic. You can't get a job with a black name. Kick it!
Where are the stormtroopers?
Rick says it at the end of every rehearsal, trust the process, really trust that they have your best interest at heart and you're not gonna get left behind. Just bring it. Every rehearsal you have to bring it and sell the scripts and try to help as much as you can and really write for yourself, know your voice, and then write to that as much as possible so you have a lot of things going into the theater.
I'm most excited gearing up for the first performance is I hear we have to stay all day with each other, and I love our cast so much, so I'm really excited to be stuck 6 hours before the show so that we can bond and dance and talk and do a dance circle.
Yes, you are, Billy. Just promise me one thing. Promise me when you get there, you'll get me a dreamsicle.
I have to take a selfie. So I said, come here, Mr. Kitty. And he said,
no.
So I have to chased the kitty to the middle of the road, and then she hit me.
What am I looking forward to for the first performance is performing it. After everything has been locked in, per se, or mostly locked in, and just getting on that stage, like, and having fun.
I'm so excited to be here and getting ready to hit the stage with the cast.
You gotta pay what you owe, Tisha. One of them meals was mine. Daddy just bought a new Mercedes, and you know I had to take a selfie. I said, Jesus, take the wheel, and he did. It'll be one of 3 of its times. He don't love them all.
I'm honestly most looking forward to like hanging out with everybody, and the energy and the excitement, I think is what I'm most looking forward to.
I actually am like truly in love with everybody, and just like I feel like I've made some wonderful, wonderful lifelong friends here, and it's gonna be so exciting for me to see where everyone goes after this process and like what everyone achieves after this process.
Cookie spent 17 years in the zoo. Now I'm out and I'ma take your company and stampede your ass, bitch. So I was gonna take a picture that's good to show my ex what his ass had been missing. And then my phone and my cheap-ass charger fell in the water and shocked my ass.
I'm not saying people that are diverse are any better or worse than anyone else. I'm just making an opportunity for those people. An opportunity that's been neglected in Hollywood for so long that we're almost used to it.
The CBS Showcase has changed me, and it's given me confidence. Confidence in my abilities, confidence in my writing. I have not been on a stage with a cast of this caliber ever, to be sharing the stage with Second City main stage actors and UCB teachers, and to be on this level and know that I'm holding my own has been the biggest change.
You learn to let go and work on your feet a lot. I feel like this process was a crash course in learning, like, here's 11 scripts and make choices right off the bat and go, and be able to let go whenever, you know, you bomb or you do great or you get attached to something and it's instantly gone. I think that was a really great lesson.
Well, it's been a super intense process, so through it, I've become a much stronger performer, writer, actor. I've learned that I'm still very capable of crying because it's been very intense. And probably a big way it's changed me is put me in touch with some great friends and people that I'm probably going to know for the rest of my life or the rest of this journey in acting.
It's the first of its kind. My lord hath decreed it. A dick pic! But, my lady...
The CBS Diversity Showcase has definitely, I feel like, impacted me in so many different ways because I've gotten to know so many fantastic, talented people throughout this process, writers, actors, being able to work with the network that closely, which is something I haven't done before. And I feel like I've become a better actress out of the entire thing because we're constantly getting thrown new scenarios and new scripts and rewrites and, you know, try this character out. And it's been really fulfilling for me to be able to loosen up and be able to try on different hats and, you know, be more flexible and be more fluid as an actress.
You're working out that muscle so much that an audition later on sort of becomes such an easy thing for them that I think that's where it really changes for them. I also think that because we get so many agents and casting directors and, you know, that they see this immediate change, and a lot of them will end up signing with all these different agents and managers that will, you know, help in their career as well. But it's the confidence. I think they change completely from when they got there to by the time we get into the theater in January.
It's been amazing. It's been an incredible experience getting to, you know, coming to it, auditioning, and then being a writer in it, and then realizing it's like, oh, I'm not writing parts that I would have played. I'm writing parts for women, and I'm writing parts for African American women and African American men and Latino women, and I'm Latino, but just, it's been great kind of just discovering writing and discovering writing comedy for, you know, dealing with race, dealing with diversity, with, you know, with all different kinds of things that I never even thought that I was interested in, and just found it through the cast and through the other writers and through Rick and Fern and everyone. It's been great.
I would say this is one of the most unique experiences I've ever been in, this type of show where we get to put not only a mixture of sketch talent, but we get like Broadway talent and singers and dancers and comedians and, you know, actors and all these different styles of writers. It's one of the most versatile arenas of funny people and talented actors and writers put together to put on such a fun, unique show. And it's a rare opportunity that we get to do it in such a packed house of industry.
This experience has been a roller coaster. It's been good, bad, ugly, the most challenging thing I've ever had to do in my life. I know for some people they're like, oh my gosh. But yeah, for me, as an entertainer, this has been the most challenging, the most insightful, and just the most awesome experience that's preparing me for what's to come.
It looks like you molested my mannequin. Get the hell out of here, nasty.
I'm so sorry, senor.
But I thought that was our thing, Barbara. Come on. I got a bubble bath, ooh, with your name on it. Come on. I am Jar Jar Jackson. We are the Black Stormtroopers. Woo!
Watching Black Stormtroopers with a full audience, packed house, and hearing the reaction was great. And the frequency with which people applauded, like after every step and after some of the jokes, and just like at the entrance of the stormtroopers, just everything we put in and we wrote like got tenfold what we wanted and expected. So that was, I'll try to use some adjectives. It was gratifying. It was, you know, humbling, but it was also like the biggest ego boost. And it was just fun, and it was gratifying and rewarding and just surreal, I think is the best word. Surreal is a really good word. Like, I still can't believe it got in and it did well and, you know, did what it did. But I'm happy it did. Super happy and appreciative it did, and yeah.
I'm so happy I stayed, and every day I kind of had to fight that, especially in the beginning. I was like, what are you doing? You're such a fish out of water here. But I think my biggest lesson from this experience is to just trust the journey and keep going. Everything happens for a reason, so this opportunity is something that I'm happy I didn't run away from and let the fear get to me, so just being fearless. I've really learned like what my voice is, like where my comedic strengths are, what like unique sort of perspective I can bring to this industry that already feels so inundated by content, especially with like the internet, and you're like, what can I do that's different? We are all in it together. It feels like we are comrades on this ship that sometimes you're like, is this ship going down? Well, we're hanging in there all together.
My favorite part, it's going to sound corny, but this is just how I am, are the people. They're just, they're from all over the country, and they're so different in so many great ways, and they're all sincerely great people, and they're talented people. And so, no matter what comes from this, I truly believe people that are in this showcase are going to be working together, 100%. It's just cool how that happens, and it happens because when people are doing things that they love and they're passionate about, and they're sharing with each other and they're collaborating, it speeds the process up of getting to know somebody and becoming close to them, and it's a really cool experience.
It just becomes more and more stressful. So it was an incredibly stressful process, but it was worthwhile.
You know, if you're serious about being in this business on a high level, you want to be a part of the showcase. The experience alone was great for me, and also to be able to have that cosign from the CBS team and staff of the Diversity Showcase.
My experience has been awesome. It's been like 3-4 months. I've gotten to act almost every single day. And I've met amazing people, super talented and awesome people who I get to act with every single day. And I'm kind of honestly sad for it to end. I mean, I know they keep saying you're having all these auditions and this and that, but I'm like, I just really want to hang out with these people and be able to act with these people. I'm so grateful that I was chosen to be a part of this experience. And I honestly, my biggest thing is like, I hope I took full advantage of it while I was here.
Like, I know I'm just spitballing here and everything, but like, you do have a gun, so. Give me a fucking car!
Here, now get back in line, Whitey.
I've got one!
Don't!
Defunding Planned Parenthood!
But I feel really grateful that I got to go through this. It was hard, but I don't feel like it was any more difficult than what the rest of my career will be like. It's just like the front door. This is the toll booth for me. I mean, I know a lot of other people have been, working for a lot longer, but for me, this was just very, like a great learning experience. I had a fantastic time. It was really stressful, but I don't look back on it. I have no regrets. I left everything. I did everything I wanted to do. Some of the things are like working, and maybe they'll get in the show. So I just really enjoyed my time.
The process of Showcase is very stressful. It's very time consuming, and because of that, we make lifelong bonds with the cast and crew and writers and general staff on the showcases. And it's hard not to get invested in these people's careers and want to see them succeed, not just during Showcase or during the months after Showcase, but in their career as a whole. And for that reason, we're always thinking of people that could be right for roles on CBS, and also helping casting directors and network executives elsewhere to promote the diversity from our showcase.
When you're around these other actors that can do so much and you're so impressed, you feel like I need to be like that person. But the more I honed in on my own unique talents, the more it clicked.
I maybe came in, no matter how much I thought I knew about it before, I was not really prepared for what it was. And I think you can come in with a little bit of a set of preconceived notions about what you think it's gonna be, or how you can, put your stamp on it. And you can do that, but maybe not in the way that you think you can. And at a certain point, I think I learned you have to let go, and the thing is what it is. It's its own beast, and you can't really change it. So to kind of go more with the flow.
Hold on, that's my Uncle Joe. That motherfucker stole my nose. Hey, Joe, give me my nose back. Give me my nose.
Thanks, Principal Mom.
You're welcome.
Oh, I better take it a little bit slow. I'm still a little full from that shepherd's pie.
Do it. Because the amount of connections you're going to make, the amount of people that you're going to be introduced to is instrumental. Because in 4 months of being in LA in this program, I moved my career further than I did in 14 years of living in New York City, which is supposed to be the city where if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere. Well, I fucking did it in 4 months in LA.
The biggest lesson I would say that I take from this experience is to go for it, to pursue your dreams and pursue your goals. Because this year that I got here in LA has not been easy, but it's definitely been worth it. And I feel like after this showcase, my life will be different, whether it's getting opportunities for auditions, whether it's getting exposure. And even if I didn't get anything, my life has still changed just from going through this process, because you never know how an opportunity will affect you. And I didn't know it was gonna be like this, but I'm definitely changed from this opportunity.
Just have fun, enjoy every second of it. Don't spend time getting stressed out, because it can be stressful. I mean, you're in the basement for 3.5 months. It could be a grueling, for hours and hours. It could be a grueling schedule. You still have a life where you got to pay bills and you got to do other stuff. So, I mean, it can be tough, but you might as well enjoy everything, because it only happens once. So just love the process.
Making midnight music in the moonlight, mighty night.
Hey, Ma, but you said you were gonna get it.
And I decided not to.
You were supposed to be the mule. You know what you did? You did a commit and quit.
No, you're not. That's black magic. Everything we touch looks like a gun. Kick it!
If you have any doubts, and this is for, I guess, not only Eddie, but any prospective person who wants to do the showcase, if you're having any sort of doubts, like, I would say just squash those immediately. Do it. It's a great, especially if you're coming from out of state like I was. It's such a great introduction to the city and the business. So have no fear. Just do it.
Always be a team player. This is something that I've heard time and time again, and Rick will say it all the time too, that it's better to be someone that is well liked and that is really easy to work with than somebody who might be very talented but is not a collaborative person and is a diva, because people remember that. And so you want to be able to establish and maintain good working relationships with people who because you never know when the next opportunity will be or who will give you that opportunity. So I think it's really important and beneficial to be a team player, to be collaborative, to be open to new ideas, and to foster the relationships with this amazing cast, these writers, and CBS Network.
Go for it every day. This is a cutthroat business. It's fun once you get to the hang of it, but go for it as if it was your last time. And remember to let go. Because sometimes it's not about your acting skills. Sometimes it's not about what you brought to the table. Sometimes it's simply a look or something that you do, So let it go.
At the end of the day, especially as a performer, just to be in the showcase, I think that's really, at least for me, what I keep focusing on, because that's really where the opportunity is. And just to have this on your resume, to be a performer is, that's all you're asking for.
My black life don't matter. Your black life don't matter. I drove your asses here. I'm the only one with the valid registration. Boy, I have a real alive boy. His puppies to hunt down Syrian refugees.
Jesus Christ!
I would definitely say it's worth it. At the end of the day, the relationships and friendships you forge in the basement, in the theater, on that stage, are the type of things that, will enrich your life and enhance you as a person. I can honestly say, walking away from this, I've met some amazing people that I hope that we become lifelong friends.
You constantly have to be in a state of growing and be malleable as your career and redefine yourself constantly. And I think Darwin said it best, it's not the strongest species that survives, it's the most adaptable one. So in this business, you have to be adaptable. If you're a person of color, you really have to be adaptable and change. And that's just what it is in this business.
I really hope at the end of the day, to make an impact on the industry and to show them, especially writers that look like me, that we can contribute and we can create great art, excellent comedy, and you should staff us.
One of the things that I also really appreciate is Breakdown Services has been there for us. They've been tried and true through our rehearsals and at the theater and, getting our showcase filmed. And we really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
The people around me, really seeing how, the head writers worked with me and Kenan and all the people around to really have a sense of how deep this show is in terms of history. In other words, my assistant director, Kenan Beatty, who's great, was a writer in the program 2 years ago. And he'd moved up from writer to assistant director and did a wonderful job. And I love working with the guy, and John had to come in as a writer to become head writer, and Gene the same thing. So I think having a lot of people around that have done this before understand the depth of how deep this is. This is 11 seasons.
It's all of our vision, and it's the sum of our parts put together. And I think everybody is very skilled and very good at what they do, and it's a treat to work with. And Rick Nahara brings his vision to the table, and my other co-head writer, John Barnett, was a pleasure to work with too. And everybody's just putting their influence in. It seems like the best ideas and the cream rises to the top.
Everyone in this cast is so talented. I feel so blessed to be with them. I've learned so much from them. Not even I've asked them, listen, thank you, cast, for dealing with me, because I'll be like, what is a table read?
what is this? I don't even know the lingo. And you guys they've been so helpful in this whole process. But just watching them, I'm like in awe of my cast and the writers. So this process has really been challenging on me to just step out there and do things, because this is my first time doing sketch comedy and to try different roles, because I had never tried to impersonate people before.
Special shout out to Whitney Davis, big sis, I love you. Special shout out to Rick and Fern, you guys are effective. You guys are really good at what you do. Special shout out to the cast and the crew and everyone that made Showcase happen. It's been a wild ride, and I'm still coming down off of it. But thank you for the experience.
Obviously, I would really like to thank Fern Ornstein and Rick Nakeda for just giving me the chance to even audition for this halfway through, because it's already opened so many doors that I'd been knocking on for the last year and a half. A big thank you to all the CBS Showcase writers, the head writers, John Barnett and Gina Gusto. I want to thank Candace Feldman and Whitney Davis. Thank you so much to the whole CBS team for seeing something in me.
I want to thank all the writers, even the ones that didn't make it into the showcase with their material. And I just felt like they were so the unsung heroes, you know?
No, just that I'm grateful to be here. Speaking of that, I appreciate it, CBS. I appreciate Fern and everybody, Rick, all them, Kenan, I appreciate everybody for this opportunity, because it's been cool. It's boot camp. I'm making it through boot camp.
Gratitude. I'm so grateful to be working with this caliber of talent. The writers, and again, the cast members. It has been such a positive experience. So grateful to be working with these people and to give a voice to these characters that I've been doing in my living room or I'm driving, and now they're on stage, and to be given the opportunity to have a network that says, yes, we believe in you, we believe in that character, now we're gonna show that character to the top executives in this industry. Where else can you get that?
You really realize on that stage that this is why I chose to do this. This is why I chose to not become a doctor or whatever. This is what we're doing it for. And for the people out there, and for the people who aren't represented, or the people who don't have a voice. And that's been the most wonderful thing, has been giving a voice to issues and giving a voice to people who don't always have that. And the question was, do it? Yeah, do it, for sure.
Hey, it's a gimmick, all right? His songs are too descriptive.
Okay, that's dumb. Of course Stevie Wonder is blind.
He's not blind.
Lucille.
Yeah?
I gotta be somewhere at 5:30. Is this clock right? Oh, it's actually 5 minutes fast.
Okay, come on, let's go. It's not a Braille clock.
It might be a Braille
Here we go.
clock.
It's not.
You don't know that. Okay, here we go. Yeah.
John said I can see and he ain't wrong. I've been playing blind for way too long. Ooh, baby, I can see I'm reading these lyrics right now. Yeah.
Oh, really? Sing the goddamn song, Marcus.
It's patronizing.
And I'm your patron who signs your checks. Now sing and dance for your supper, boy.
What do you get when you smoke too much weed? Super paranoid and a bit OCD. What's with this guy getting terribly high? This is in 1965.
Weed was not as powerful.
Now that wasn't so bad, was it?
Fuck you.
Working while female sucks big balls because random men comment on my ass.
Nice.
Trying to ignore men's cat calls, but still the gay men shout out yes.
If you should smile, if you don't, that's rude. It's cool when a man yells at you on the street. Holds love attention from stranger dudes.
again. Someone needs to count.
Lincoln here, John. Oh my God, it's an inside the park home run. Oh, and Billy batting balls, throwing streamers in celebration. He just can't contain his excitement any longer.
All right, that's it. If you don't start fighting, I'll report you to Lord Vader.
Hold on. What's in there? What we got in there? What we got?
What you got? What is it?
That one.
Okay.
Cool. No.
Okay.
This one?
What is that?
Load up.
Load up. Yeah. Put that pen on there. Come on.
Fuck Darth Vader!
You're gonna need more than 4 stormtroopers.
You think it's only 4 of us? Say that. Man, we got a whole herd of diverse stormtroopers.
I said diverse stormtroopers.
CBS Diversity Showcase!
This is CBS. Striving for the best. CBS won't take nothing less. Showcase. Feelings beyond rain. Mystery in the rain. It's not for the taking. CBS. 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 Showcase.
The CBS Diversity Showcase!